Hey everyone, I'm Joanna, yoga and meditation teacher, Reiki master, sound healing practitioner, and sacred cacao facilitator. You're listening to the Vibrational Shift podcast, dedicated to people looking to reconnect with themselves. Together, we'll explore different energy healing modalities, meditations, breathwork, sound healing, and so much more. Are you ready to experience a vibrational shift with me? Welcome, everyone. I cannot believe it is already March, and I have been swamped and unable to update this podcast in a few weeks, but I've got some treats ahead for you guys. So the past month, even though it's the shortest month of the year, felt like had the most going on, and I did a beautiful self-love workshop with friend and colleague Shelly Sheets out here in Tacoma Park, Maryland, earlier in the month of February, and it was a great 2 hours of really allowing people to just take time to have some self-care. And what we did was a long yoga nidra followed by a long sound bath. I don't think I've actually taken the time yet to introduce myself, like a formal, longer one. So that's coming up soon. I promise when I have more time, I will tell you all about how I ended up doing the things that I do in this moment. But for those of you that have never done a session with me in person, sometimes the groups are too large and I'm not able to do this, but on the most recent workshop that I did with Shelly, we had a group of about 20 people, and so I had the opportunity to be a little bit more hands-on, and we went around when we did the sound healing. I went around and I did everyone got Reiki that was there, and we did a little bit of crystal healing by placing the crystals directly on the body. And then, while they were doing Nidra, I went through and was giving people hands-on Reiki. And then when we switched, I took over and did the sound bath, and Shelly gave everyone Reiki. And I recorded the sound bath because I wanted to be able to share it with a larger audience. So I share all of that to say that when you hear the sound bath at the second half of this podcast episode, you'll notice that the sound at certain points, the bowls, specifically the Himalayan metal bowls, sound like they're a little bit further away from the mic, and it's because they are. I actually had the opportunity to place the bowls directly on the body, and so this is probably one of my favorite things to do when I'm in a smaller group, is to allow people to feel the vibration of the bowls directly on the body. There's something very calming about feeling the hum of the bowl when it's placed either directly on the heart space, over the belly. Sometimes the bowls can be placed directly in the palms of the hand, depending on the setup. So you'll hear throughout the bowls get a little bit further away and then they get closer. And that's just me moving through the room, placing the bowls on the body. So this is a little bit of tongue twister. I couldn't spit it out. This is a little bit of a longer sound bath than what I've been posting on here before, but I hope you enjoy it. And with that being said, I wanted to take some time to also just talk a little bit about a topic that you will continuously hear me talking about, which is self-love and all the aspects and elements that go into this notion of what it means to love ourselves. I'd say my mission of self-love is really when we think about the world that we live in. We live in this world that can make you feel like there are so many reasons not to love yourself. We live in a hustle and grind culture where hard work to the point of exhaustion and burnout is praised, right? I was on a call earlier today and someone, I'd mentioned the busyness, and we were talking about the busyness, and it really had me reflecting on like, why do we praise that? Why do we continue to find ourselves in these places of exhaustion and burnout? And I kept coming back to this notion of self-love. And I feel like for me, I've seen the narrative changing around hustle and grind, and that at least, personally for me, I feel like I'm starting to see it trickle into my own life about how I can give myself permission to re-examine certain aspects that just aren't sustainable. So really looking at how can I give myself time to just practice self-care. And I'm talking all the way from something as simple as taking 5 minutes to pause and just tune into your breath and give yourself, even if it's a minute, like I feel like that never happens, or I shouldn't say never, because it does happen for me occasionally, but I don't always give myself the time and the space to do that as much as I think I would like to, right? And then all the way up to giving yourself hours dedicated to maybe just reading something you've been putting off, like taking time to actually maybe even treat yourself to a day at the spa, or to treat yourself to going on a longer retreat. Those are the things that when I think about self-care, it spans from like literally giving yourself a minute all the way to really treating yourself and giving yourself time and space to just examine life, to rest, and to take care of yourself, not just your physical body, but your emotional body and your spiritual body. So I'd love to plant the seed now, before we actually start the meditation, to invite you to really start to examine, what does self-love mean to you? How do you give yourself permission to take care of yourself? And maybe what are some of the stories that you've told yourself around why you're not worthy of taking that time? I know I've mentioned this before a couple of times on here, but really sitting with that question and maybe even hitting pause on this right now and just reflecting for 30 seconds, for a minute, however long that you have before we really settle in. So I'll let you do that now before we transfer over to getting ready to rest and relax, take care of ourselves, and to receive the sound. So go ahead and find yourself in a comfortable position. You can either stay in a seat or you can lay down, but know that wherever you choose to do this practice, you're going to be there for about the next 40 minutes or so. So get really comfortable. And if you'd like to add crystals to your practice, the way that we did when this was recorded, please feel free to grab your favorite crystals. Maybe you place them along the energy centers of the body. Maybe you take your favorite crystal and place it in your hand. But the choice is up to you, so you can do that now as you recline all the way back or find a comfortable seat in your chair. When you're ready, allow the eyes to close as we prepare to receive. Feeling the space between the eyebrows here, releasing any tension you might be holding on to. Relaxing and releasing through the jaw. Maybe you even lick the lips and swallow here. Tracing your awareness down through the throat. And then feeling the opening across the chest and heart space. Maybe even taking a moment here to tune in with your heart. Honoring any wisdom that has started to come through for you about this notion of self-love. Honoring any emotions that have started to come up. Maybe even honoring any resistance that you found in your body as we talk about and begin to embody this notion of what it means to love ourselves. Allowing it all to just be. Maybe you begin to feel the rib cage move in and out with each breath that you take. A softness in the belly, a gentle ease through the hips. Soften and relax through the thighs, the knees, the shins, the calves. Allowing the feet to fall open here. Feel the entire back body where it makes contact with the ground here. And then feeling the entire front body. The whole body completely relaxed. I now invite you to bring your awareness to your breath. We'll breathe together here to bring our hearts and our minds into coherence, inhaling and exhaling equally here. All you need to do is follow my voice. Release the breath here and inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Do this to your own count, finding the rhythm that works best for you. Now allow yourself to release the count, finding your natural pace of breathing here. An invitation to return back to your intention for this practice tonight. Allowing that intention to land in the heart space.
Begin to deepen the breath. Finding gentle movements in the body here, maybe wiggling the toes or the fingers, keeping the eyes closed. Over the next several breaths, I invite you to roll onto one side, knowing that you may have crystals on your body and it's totally fine if they fall off. But keeping the eyes closed as you roll onto your side here. When you're ready, you can press yourself up into a seat. And with your eyes closed here, I invite you to bring your chin towards your chest. You can rub the palms together until you feel a little bit of heat gather. And then placing the left hand over the heart, the right hand over the left. Taking a moment to feel your heartbeat here. Tuning back into the heart space. Tuning back into the intention you set at the beginning of our time here. Finding a moment of gratitude for yourself for doing this practice this evening with us, for taking the time to pour some love back into yourself. I invite you to maybe begin to think about how you'll carry this love back out into the world, back to your loved ones, back to your community, back to the collective to help with our healing. We're going to close with the sound of Yam, Y-A-M, the Bija mantra sound for the heart. If you'd like, I invite you to also grab your card that you wrote your intention on. You can place that one hand over the belly with the intention and the other hand over the heart. More than welcome to keep your eyes closed for this, to really feel into the vibration of sending your intention back out into the universe with your own vibration of your voice, the most healing instrument that we have. We'll repeat it a couple of times. I invite you to add your voice to this vibration, to add your intention into this vibration as we repeat the sound of Yam. big breath out.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, this particular sound bath was recorded live at a workshop I did last month in Tacoma Park, Maryland. A couple of the instruments that you heard are a little bit different than what I've shared on here so far. So you heard a deerskin drum, an ocean drum, Himalayan metal singing bowls, and then a couple of the crystal alchemy singing bowls that I have, along with some chimes. I hope you enjoyed it. I have a couple more episodes slotted for this first season of the vibrational shift, and then I'm going to switch things up for season 2. So stay tuned. As always, please reach out. I love connecting with you all on social media. You can find me on Instagram at Luna Serenity Yoga. You can join my email list at lunaserenity.com. And I look forward to the next one.